Australia group industry, worse than expected, better than expected construction, right? We look at Asia Pacific religiously. It's important. Foreign exchange reserves out of Indonesia, 30-year JGB auction, 1.79. Rates are going up a little bit. It's funny because I just laugh and giggle at some of these comments because, a country can do whatever it wants to do. It can kick that can down the road for decades. And everybody says, well, they can't do this and they can't do that. And I say the same thing. Since the late 1990s, the Japanese government is the largest owner of their own equity markets. Countries can do whatever they damn well want to do. Why does everybody think that a country can't do something? I mean, seriously, you don't fight governments, right? Well, then we get to China, and this is totally, and look, she's not going to do a damn thing until March when they have their meeting. But boy, he's, like I say, he better be sleeping with one eye open because he's real. The same thing was done with COVID. He just didn't get it. And I don't understand. This is just crazy town. He just doesn't get it. And that's kind of scary because, he's got these big dreams and aspirations, but your country's going into the shitter. I mean, what are you going to do? Industrial production, worse than expected out of Germany. Foreign exchange reserves, well, yeah, whatever. Vehicle sales better than expected. Well, they can say whatever they want to do. I mean, literally, right? Europe, auctions, Brazil, debt, budget balance, Indonesia, M3, Mexico, consumer confidence, better than expected. Auto exports, less than expected, but auto production greater than expected. And the 30-year mortgage rate, 6.8 versus 6.78. Applications up versus robustly down, right? And then we see what happens here. A lot going on. Got Fed heads talking again, right? Kugler, Collins. The House tried to impeach. Oh boy. Only made in the USA. Make America great again. Let's do it. It's really kind of comical, some of the stuff going on right now. It's really neat. Okay. PayPal, Disney. So we got that deal excluding Disney. That was really fascinating. I thought that was pretty fascinating. Uber, CVS came out. Roblox, yada, yada, yada. Snappish, I said they better do, and it got snapped. Everybody loves, and all these analysts. Bye-bye, son. So Bobalicious, I mean, I don't know why they were buying it. The only reason why I was getting, gracias. Uber, I don't know, CVS, but it's just crazy. I don't know what to tell you. Earnings. It's this next quarter that really fascinates me, to be honest with you. This next set of earnings, right? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. When I feel like this and I'm looking at the market and it's a random walk theory right now, you sit on your hands, I got my hedges, and I just wait and watch because it literally is a random walk theory. So it's about risk reward, right? So if I don't have an edge on the risk reward side, you bet your little bippy, right, that I'm gonna be thinking about increasing my hedges. Okay, for example, Boyle KOLD. I'm not sticking my neck out there. I have a well, now the KOLD is a little bit more than a Boyle just by, price action, right? But I mean, it's just fascinating. Okay, what have I got on? I've got stuff like AbbVie that I've been buying, right? I mean, I like Apple. I mean, some of these lower beta names. I mean, but then on the other side, I did really well with Palantir, but that's those are special circumstances, right? See what happens with PayPal. We're going to do a little bit of the fintech today to see what's going on there. Retail sales fall more than expected. German industrial output contracts. Vehicle sales, European shares flat. Spain, Thailand. There you go. South China. Where's China economic exchanges? Why seek progress when the status quo will do? Well, yeah. I mean, China promises heavy price for blocking reunification as U.S.-Japan hold drills. Whatever. Look, once again, for those of you who are historians and understand this construct, since 1949, China has wanted Taiwan. We're almost talking 100 years here. Wants new securities chief to head off stock markets. You hear that sucking sound. You just feel it, right? Look, once again, doing the wrong thing. Okay, it's the economy, stupid. The shock and awe needs to deal and address not on this side of it, the fence, but on the other side of the fence in terms of systemic unemployment of those up to 30 years old, and then some. Jobs. Quit messing around with this stuff and do job creation. You're missing the point here, Chi. Just saying. How's that possible? Whatever. In cash is being dethroned. What to buy now? I don't know. Gets a downgrade and then they appoint somebody else, so it's popping. Massive big buyback, and here we are. It's good on the day, right? Bobalicious. You bought? Guess what? Yeah. Now you're down. 10% move. Just in a matter of golly gee. Not much. These ETFs return much more than a money market fund's real yield of 1.6. Well, who the hell gets 1.6%? I don't know about BlackRock, short-term bonds, yada, yada, yada. Look, I do have this stuff on, right? I do. I agree with this. These insurance rates are crazy town. And this is also crazy what they're charging for this stuff. I don't know. I don't know a lot of stuff today. Just putting my head down. Save Ukraine aid as border deal fails. Well, fail to impeach my own. This is just, there comes a point in time when I say this. Do your job. Okay? Stop with this politics. Just do your job. You're supposed to represent we the people, okay? Do your job. Okay, first you made such a big deal about this border shit, when in reality, it's been kicked the can down to Arizona and California, this stuff, Texas, right? Do your job. If you want to do something, do your job. Then you want to do a deal. Well, now you won't do a deal because Trump says there's nothing wrong, so you can't go against that. I mean, come on. It's really frustrating. And this is what we got for this year. Golly gee, it's only February. Well, let's see. Why Americans are so down in a strong economy. Things are expensive. I don't know about you, right? Case pits Trump against Republicans at Supreme Court. This is going to be interesting because I don't think it's going to be as obvious as it seems, right? I don't know. US remains the largest domestic travel market. China the second. Spotify dips into the red again. Here we go. A lot going on. No? PayPal. Let's see what happens. So this is kind of interesting. Any strategy can be profitable as long as you abide by these simple rules. Look, we talk about this all the time. Spartan has so many videos out there talking about it, right? Look, we know that the cycles are saying that we should have a pullback, right? We know this. And we know that the cycles for the gold is starting to turn positive. We know this. Okay, I don't know what the catalysts are, but when our boy Tommy is starting to talk about an imminent correction, the bull of the bulls said, "Oh, I don't know. Slight uptick in interest rates, recession, job growth, PCE, you know the drill, right? Data. Everybody's looking for, yeah, look, I mean, I thought this was kind of cute. Don't you think that's kind of cute? Right? Moderna. I thought that was cute. Someone's very creative here. I like that. The inverse correlation, for those of you who are not paying attention, yes, gold versus the US dollar. So we talk about this, and I've given you the history about this whole thing, right? In terms of how the US dollar replaced gold, right? You know that, let me Google it. Okay, and then basically the importance of US dollar, right, when it came to oil and stuff like that. Okay. I think that, and I've been discussing this narrative from a macroeconomic perspective for a couple of years now. And we're not talking tomorrow, we're talking 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the road. Times they are changing. I'm just saying. I'm just saying the times they are changing. Supply chain, now this really surprised me. I have to say this with the disruption that's going on in both, it's in the Suez Canal, but also what's going on in terms of the Red Sea. Don't underestimate north-south in terms of the importance of the Suez Canal. And it's like, okay, I thought, like I say, I would think there would be more supply chain disruption. Okay. And I don't know if this is accurate or not, to be honest with you. I'm just not sure about that. But I don't know. Don't know. All right, for those of you who really want to care about stuff, I'll be honest with you. I grew up in the world of vinyl, right? And then I had my cassette, and then the CDs. Okay, my poor son, he's got hundreds of DVDs up there. What's going to happen when they don't make DVD players anymore? Heaven help me. I'll probably have to make my own, right? But it's kind of cool to see how music sales have changed, right? I love this sort of stuff. Global risk, extreme weather still, hello, knock, 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 AI, misinformation. And I agree with this. And this is why, everybody, woo, there has to be some leadership in terms of this AI business, in terms of pictures and stuff like that. Even, like I said, I was listening to music from dead artists that created from AI songs that they were singing present day. That in and of itself was amazing and yet scary as all get out, I don't know how that happens, how this, but so societal and political polarization. Okay, well, I think that's going to be going up real fast. And then here we go. GDP per capita. Ta-da! 2022. Right? Luxembourg, number 1. Right? And then Norway, Bermuda, Switzerland, Qatar, US is here. Yeah, well, per capita, 2022, PPP, and then, yeah, not so good. We're down here. I think it's pretty cool. This is the trend analysis since 1963. I learn something new every day, Stocks versus bonds, unemployment rate. We know the drill on this one, right? We keep talking about it, right? Natty gas. Like I say, I haven't, I get these DMs, the Beth, are you buying? I said, no. I'm not. you know what, Robert? The border has been, look, I'll be honest with you, okay? How long has this been going on? I'm being honest with you. Everybody points. Look, the can gets kicked down the road all the time, okay? And people forget about it. How long has this been going on? We did have a President Trump, right? How long is this? I mean, let's be honest with you. Everybody, we're not here for the politics of it. The reality is both sides suck. Okay. And until you both get that in your heads, and it's not one side is not better than the other side, they both have not done their job. And I'll be honest with you, it's Congress. Do your job. That's it. But the fact is, does this really impact us on a day-to-day basis in terms of what we do in this room? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It does not. And that's the problem with politics, is because the vast majority of what transpires has nothing to do with what we do, except everybody gets upset. And look, the race for critical metals. Now, I've talked about this. Canada is 100% all in, okay, when it comes to this. And I think it's not going to be, and I'm so absolutely positively happy, okay, that Spartan is focusing on this stuff, and he has access, especially due to location, in terms of getting information for us and stuff like that. Canada as a country is all in, okay? And this, I think, is being underestimated, the importance, okay, right? And I think that Canada says, hey, oh, Canada, here we are. And I think its moment will come, and it may take some time, but this is going to be an important situation. Right? That's what I think. More downgrades, whatever. I mean, look, anybody in, South Beaches, these are a bunch of ninnies. I can't even believe, well, we know why they're still in existence, but anyways. Rebound, DEA, period, foreign stuff, and it cuts, CBS cuts 2024 outlook amid a spike in medical costs. We know about that. Roblox. I told you, whenever Meta goes down, it's Zuckerberg selling. Guess what? He sold for $14 million worth. Every single time you see these unusual sales that go on with Meta, knock, 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 it's Zuck selling. That bunker of his in Hawaii must be massive. Just absolutely stunningly massive. I mean, he must need a lot of money for this bunker of his, right? Don't you think? Oxy, Berkshire, ta-da! They bought. Bless. Just came out. I don't get this. I really don't. I mean, it's really hard. I mean, I'm being serious. I don't see with Berkshire, with this buying, how the stock goes anywhere, to be honest with you. I mean, I just don't. I don't see how it goes anywhere. SNDA, 10 million purchase, 10% owner. Whatever. What do we got? Initiations. Zoom info. 77% Craig neutral. MMSI, 10% higher. Sphere, they had a lot of action as a neutral, but 11%. Let's see what's going on with the downgrades. Okay. EVBG, Everbridge. Ray James outperformed the market performance, obviously on valuation. MOCY, valuation, once again, buy to hold. MDC, Ray James, Buck, 73% stud outperformed the market performance, a lot of valuation stuff. And then we get Fortinet. You know, it's really, I mean, I used to love this company. I just, I'm out of it. So just, it's up today quite a bit, but what am I going to tell you? I don't have any position on it right now. But Fortinet, hold to reduce, HSBC. And then obviously we've got the bright minds on NYCB, right? What do we got? SEMO, WST, SYM, CCK, ITRM, Dollar Tree. Accumulate to buy. I do have some Dollar Tree on. See, I mean that, it's up. I'm mad. Toge. We haven't talked about Toge in a while, right? Interesting. BP, GGX, Spotify, and Toast. Redburn, Dominic, 15%. All right, let's do it. I mean, I have to do it. I mean, do this every single day. Once again, we don't get here unless we get a recession. I don't even think Powell's, I mean, the economy is just way too strong. What's the definition of a recession? You need 2 negative GDP quarters, right? Time's a ticking, friends. That's all I have to say. When you're looking for 4.2 GDP. So the June peeps are getting a little bit smarter about it, right? They're looking for 2 cuts. Okay. Once again, these are the brightest lads and ladettes who say, well, we were going to get 50% said, well, in June, we were going to get 3 cuts. I mean, not, what can I tell you? They have been 100% wrong for the past couple of years. Oxy, Palantir, SMH, foot sweeps, Pfizer got, and then Roblox. Right? Let's take a peek. NVIDIA, with the range, and I still am just surprised with the range that we get in this SMCI, right? That, there's just nothing that goes through on it. Even the small retail side, it's really more. And once again, our fund is back. June 2026 fund, 7250, 70. I mean, look, tens of millions of dollars are going through on this on the option side. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I literally have no idea what to tell you. And then we have here on the SMH, put sweet, right? So I don't know. All I know is everyone is expecting the market to go down. Right? And Spartan keeps telling us it's bullish consolidation. And he's the master technician. When he tells me that, something big is going to happen, hey, watch out for Lilly funds. We're getting into strong seasonality with that. For Lilly funds, Texas Instruments, Church and Dwight, right? Crude is going into strong seasonality, activate, well, it doesn't matter, right? EQT, right? So we're starting to get into AstraZeneca, Newmont Mining, Fortinet, strong seasonality, Church and Dwight, and then we have negative seasonality in Tesla. Notable. Fear and greed. Doesn't really matter. Inverse ETF buying. So nobody's buying hedges. That's what this is. Inverse ETFs, that would be like SPXS, that would be like TECS. Bond's not there. Complacency can and will eventually bite people in the butt, but the paradigm is, what's the catalyst? And we don't, I mean, we're winding down slowly on earnings side, right? So then we get the next set of earnings. And then you hit strong seasonality once you enter into, end of March. I don't know. Risk-off composite model member triggered a new warning, breath. But the breath has been a problem, right, for years. Okay, so this is where twins will say, whatever. That's what twins is going to say. When it comes to breath, whatever. The reality is the few have carried the men. If you're not in the few, you're woefully underperforming and you're lost, right? We know this, right? And we go back in time, and this is the reality is, yeah, we've never seen anything like this. This is being factual, right? Okay. But the reality is this is the new norm. This has been going on since 2022. And if we go back in time and use this as our guiding light, you're going to be lost. And that's why a lot of asset managers, institutions, they're lost because it is broken. I mean, and until the S&P rebalances, it's going to continue to be broken in a big way. If you look at all the S&P ETFs, XLK, XLC, right? Until they rebalance, like the Qs did, it's broken. So why are we looking at something that's kind of broken? I don't know. I'm just saying. Okay. We do have seasonality coming in. And I think that this is going to catch a lot of people by surprise. I think we break out. And I think that some of it's not going to be actually from Middle East. I think it's going to be more a function of domestically. I cannot reiterate commodity 101. Everything is for the investor. You do whatever you have to do for the investor. That's all you care about. But we'll see. What do we got? Warning signs continue to trigger on the NASDAQ. Well, yeah, no duh. And yet, when 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2, you better start rethinking your formula. And that's why when Twin says he's buying the dip or whatever, okay, he's basically doing what he's done for the past 2 years in his guidance, right? Get over it. Nothing changes until something changes. So you keep doing what you're doing. And basically people, and I gave you the example of SMCI. I bought it at 60. I got out at, when it was a double. I bought it again at like 150, 180. Then I got out, it was like 200s, right? And then basically it was sideways consolidating in the 300s, and it was consolidating for months and months and months. And I didn't buy back in as much as I should have bought back in. And now it's a $681, almost $700 stock. Get over it. You know what I mean? I mean, that's what I'm saying. And Twins has said, jobs, 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 jobs. You just keep playing what you're playing until it's jobs, jobs, jobs. And I agree with that. And the economy's too strong. And somewhere along the line, and I'm spending this time because somewhere along the line, this market's going to figure out, well, it's okay if interest rates go up because it's the economy's stupid. How do you get earnings in a recession? You want a strong economy because that means you have growth. Now, that doesn't mean like, NVIDIA better knock it out of the park sort of thing, but And then Josh Brown, I mean, seriously? Oh, and it's a big headline. Oh, well, I sold 20%. He doesn't tell you when he bought it, right? He doesn't tell you how much he made on it. He just says, oh, I sold 20%. I just think it's funny. All right, everything's reset here, as you can see, at least in terms of breadth, right? And XLU, obviously. Even the McCall summation is starting to come in. The oscillator has totally reset. And you can see overseas, well, we know about that. And even the summation is overextended on the downside. But look at where it is. I mean, it's Hang Seng, and this should make sense to everybody, right? And then if you're playing the bonds, you can see boop, 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 right? I don't do that. All I know is that on the interest rate side, I'm hedged. And simply because I don't think we're getting the rate cuts, because I think the market is too strong. The economy is strong. Regional banking, you know what's going on here? As in the banks, right? And then on the other side of that is marijuana, healthcare, China, internet, stuff like that. What could go wrong? Financials, real estate, and then on the upside, industrials, consumer staples, utilities, energy, obviously, and then you see here 10-year, the optics, right? And then the industrials, technology, healthcare, strong. Middle East, strong. China, India, Mexico, right? And then there, and then the names, corn, this is supposed to be strong seasonality. It's actually weak. Cocoa continues to be strong. Dollar optimism's there. And then obviously zero. So these are regional banks, right? Well, it doesn't take much for that to bounce. And then Coherent, Edwards Life Science, JetBlue, Supermicro. Okay. And here we are. This is what it looks like. Everything's reset. There's no extensions. If you, I would be shocked at what South Beach's oscillator, because we've been consolidated, it probably is neutral, 50-50. This is the thing that does bother me, concern me. And because of this seasonality issue construct, yeah, I'm going to have some hedges on, right? It's a prudent thing to do, right? And that's what I'm going to do. But obviously, you know, the worst of the worst you can see is the Dow. But then on the other side of that, you've got these healthcare names that just keep screaming. So, I don't know. Bonds, let's do it. Up a little bit. Okay, steepening a little bit. Germany, France, UK, Italy, Spain down. Japan, Australia up. It's okay. We've got the range in. It's okay. Okay. There you go. Yield curve, steepening. Yay, team yield curve, right? Nothing going on here, citizens. Nothing going on here, citizens. Nothing going on here. Okay. So we go up and down and all around, and it's really fascinating to see the standard deviations moving and stuff like that, but really nothing's going on. I mean, we're range bound. China, well, you know the drill there, right? And then Germany, obviously, we'll see if it reclaims here. This is going to be kind of interesting to see. This was a crazy move. I mean, this was a 37% move from peak to trough in a matter of a couple months. That is, like I say, the extensions on these things are just amazing to watch. I mean, this is not, I mean, you could go a year when I was starting in the business in the late 70s. And it was like, if you get 0.1%, it was like, oh, right? It's just amazing. Dollar got reversion to the mean, got rebuffed at it, right? Let's see what's going on in the crypto side. Cryptos are bouncing a little bit. Watch that. So MSTO, right? It got bought up. I mean, it was really fascinating. I said, oh. And I said, oh. So keep an eye on the crypto sector, right? Like I said, I was really surprised how it got bought up. I mean, it was down into the 470s, right? Not for the faint of heart either, but anyways. Gold down, silver down, copper, platinum, palladium down, crude is up. Natty gas is up, right? And then, you know, cotton, soybean, cocoa continues to scream, coffee, sugar, orange juice. It's not, you know, what am I tell you? Natty gas, like I say, I haven't done anything. It's not, it just doesn't feel it. Okay. It just doesn't feel ready. I first off, I need a green candle. That's the first thing I need. So you know how I catch falling knives and stuff like that, and you know that I have no problem. If I'm on my hands, there's a reason why, because it should have bounced already. It didn't. So, and then we'll, you know, seasonality and stuff like that. It's just not that simple. Crude, I do think we break through here. We'll see how it plays out. Look, we are making higher lows. Okay, that's bullish, obviously. And you know the drill, consolidation. We'll see what plays out. I don't know, but I mean, we're obviously in a range right now. And we'll see if it breaks out one way or the other. Gold crude, heavily traded. This is the one that really interests me and piques my interest. I'm waiting very patiently for gold. It has to reclaim this and hold this on a monthly candle. Okay, otherwise, and you see here how important this is. This goes back to 2020. Now, the same time that I said, oh my goodness gracious, we bought down here in 2022, and it was a monster trade for us. We do nothing. I do nothing until I get a break above here and I get my candle. When it comes to commodities, it can take months. Okay, this took me a couple years. I will wait patiently. And if it's months and if it's a year, I wait and I wait and I wait and I wait. And that's the problem with traders who want to do commodities. You're impatient, literally impatient. Okay, well, it gets up, small cap, tech, right? Little bounce going on there, right? VIX, right? Down, right? DAX, Europe is down, right? China's up, right? And then we got Nifty 50 up, right? DAX, we're going higher. Fez, I think we're going higher. The market looks good. FXI is bouncing. I'm in yen, you know that. Let's take a peek at a CQQQ. Got a green candle going on here, friends. Yeah, but you know, it's like I say. QQQ, CQQQ. Fascinating, right? I did tell you that I thought, right, that because of the extension on the Bollinger that we would have to basically come in. But that just could be a month. And don't forget with the Chinese New Year, right? Baidu, not bad. Right? Bobalicious, good luck. Right? All right, let's take a look at the VXN. This is the NASDAQ version of the VIX, right? It's just stuck. It's just stuck. And that's a lot of that has to do with the components of it, right? This still just, and this shows you how broken the S&P is. When you have growth value of the IWM breaking out, spread, and you have the growth value of the S&P down here, that shows you how broken this index is. I'm serious. That shows you how broken it is. Let's take a look at the transports. Keep an eye on this one. All right, see if we break out. It has been the leader.
Alrighty, Beth, ready to pop on whenever here. Alrighty, guys, what's up? Let me just pop up the screen share and get right into it. So if you guys are new to chat and have already done so, make sure to click on that Discord link that's emailed to you. You can pop in a chat. It's going to look something a little bit like this. Oops. A little bit like this. For sure to go to when you guys do come in, disclaimer section, click on that, give a read, as well as go to the new to chat information section, scroll to the very, very top. Top of the section, a link to the disclaimer, as well as this bolded risk reward section. Super important to understand both in regards to risk reward, most important ratio of trading. So definitely worth checking out in that regard. Continue to scroll down. We have the summary of how this chat works, breaks down the channels work on the left hand side. So you can properly navigate the chat throughout the day. Super important to understand what's going on there. Continue to scroll down. We have the options, or how to read alerts on the options and equity side, breaking down how to read alerts on both sides. Pretty straightforward in that regard. Continue to scroll down. We have the options rules that we like to use Monday to Thursday in regards to controlling risk, scaling in, scaling out, trading different price contracts, etc., etc. SPX rules right below that we use every single day. Any of the small account less than 10K right below that. Breaking down if you do have a smaller account less than 10K, here's your rules, information, discipline you can put in place. You can better manage your account. How to pick ideas from an options directory perspective right there. Then lastly, high conviction small account trades posted in that area when they do make sense. Let's take a look at what we got going on today, guys. A couple different things. So what do we got? Alrighty, pre-market tickers on watch. Tesla, SMCI, EMPH, ELF, SCDG, Snap. So Tesla gapping up continuation from last day's move. SMCI gapping down slightly in continuation. EMPH gapping up on earnings. ELF gapping up on earnings. SCDG gapping up simply with EMPH. And then Snap gapping down on earnings. Let's take a look at these names from a technical standpoint intraday. So first two we're going to be looking at today, guys, going to be that Tesla and SMCI. Let me just quickly load this platform back up. And we'll go from there. Nice little movement on the SPY, by the way. Lovely. This morning in the pre-market. We might actually get a break of that flag. Go. When did this issue yesterday? Looks like. Looks like, guys. I guess it's like not letting me click on the platform, which is weird. There we go. Got it. Okay, got it. I don't like open it up, close it, another window. I don't know. Anyways, okay, so let's take a look at what's going on today. So Tesla SMCI. So Tesla, nice little gap up. Like I said yesterday, I thought it was a reversal starting to happen on Tesla, which is why I told you, on the swing side, investment side, decided to go after some of this. Long 186.64 pivots to the upside today. Level holds 191.60 to 196.41. Unable to hold. Look for pullback towards 180.11 to 174.81 on the downside. Going to be leaning bullish, looking for a continuation push higher if the pivot point is able to hold. Let's take a look at SMCI here. All right, I'm going to go intraday on this. Grab some levels. All right, so pivot to the upside today, guys, going to be that 662 55 levels able to hold, room higher into the 687.17 to 723.45, unable to hold. We look for a pullback on SMCI into the 624.95 624.95 to 591.34 downside leaning bullish control. Looking for a continuation push higher if the pivot point is able to hold there. Let's Tesla, that is SMCI. Let's move on to the next. EMPH ELF. Really nice move on that EMPH off the lows here. Oh. 115.41 pivot level holds 120.74 to 130. Unable to hold 110.25. That level breaks. We got room for continuation lower into the 104.34 on the downside. Going to be leaning bullish, looking for a continuation push to the upside today. Name likes to squeeze, decent earnings. I think you can get a continuation there. Let's take a look at this ELF here. Beautiful chart, actually. Wow. Little Fibonacci extensions. Range. Okay. Pivot to the upside today, guys, is going to be this 186.25 level holds 189.79 to 194.21. Unable to hold, we look for pullback towards 178.40 to the 173.27 on the downside. Going to be leaning bullish. Neutral, looking for a continuation grind higher today out the gate. So that is ELF and that is EMPH. Let's take a look at the last two. SCGG Snap. Beautiful little gap up on this thing. So pivot to the upside today. I guess we got these low range resistance levels. Kind of went too far out. 72.95. That level is able to hold. 74.93, 76.79, 79.07. Unable to hold 70.39 to 68.40 on the downside. Going to be leaning bullish. Looking for a continuation push higher today if the pivot point is able to hold. Got room to bounce. Snap. Ugly looking move. Obviously gave back a lot of its recent move here. All right, let's take a look at the signature day. So pivot to the downside today, guys, going to be 1240 or 1254. Able to reclaim 1353 to 1426. Unable to hold 1151, 1087, 1010 downside leaning bearish neutral. Looking for continuation lower if the pivot point is unable to hold. That is Snap. That is SCDG. All right, let's take a look at the spine of the fang. So market, nice little flag break to the upside today. Finally, it's a good looking chart. Getting there. So pivot to the upside today, guys, going to be that 494.46 levels able to hold, 496.03, 498.57. Unable to hold, we look for a pullback on SPY into the 491.90 to 490.10 on the downside, leaning bullish, looking for a continuation push higher at the pivot point is able to hold. Let's take a look at Apple. So Apple, obviously, coming off the lows back above the 50 MA, it's actually creating a little bit of a downtrend break here. Looks great for continuation. Pivot to the upside today. We're going to do that 190.36 level. Levels able to hold 193.26, 196.42, unable to hold 188.01 to 185.57 downside, leaning bullish neutral there. Looks pretty damn good to me, in my opinion. Apple, let's take a look at Amazon. 169.40 pivot level holds 172.62, 174.69. Unable to hold 167.78 to 165.61 downside, leaning bullish. Looking for a continuation push higher today if the pivot point's able to hold. Amazon looking decent. Let's take a look at Netflix. $560.04 pivot level holds 564.06, 566.73. Unable to hold 537.34. That level breaks. We have room for continuation lower to 554.20 downside, leaning bullish. Neutral looking for a continuation push higher today. Netflix. Let's take a look at Meta. $459.52 pivot level holds 467.83, 477.01. Unable to hold 452.08 to 442.04 downside, leaning bullish. We're looking for a continuation push higher today. Meta. Let's take a look at Google. 145.34 pivot level holds 146.34, 147.18. Unable to hold 143.28. That level breaks. We have room for continuation lower into the 141.09 downside, leaning bullish neutral. Looking for continuation push higher. So that's a SPY, that's a FANG. Those are the individual names that we're looking at today, guys. Going to go ahead and pass it over to Selfie. Try to type up the pre-market action plan. Then we'll do a quick little recap before the open. Selfie, if you're ready, she's all yours.
Okay, hey guys. Okay, technicals, let's see. It's probably going to be more of the same, right? SPY's fantastic, great chart. Hasn't really given you any reason to panic here. All right, and the Qs are basically the same. I stick with my narrative that the leadership is very, very narrow, and it needs to get bigger, or we're going to be in trouble here. Okay, you can't keep taking the same stocks to the moon. Yesterday was a step in the right direction, I guess, because you did have some new names pop up, but we'll see if that can continue. The Russell, basically dead money, 2 years. Transports, dead money, 2 years. Utilities, I don't think that's any different. That's losing money, okay, over 3 years, 4 years, just complete dog shit. So you got a couple of names, ruling the roost. If this doesn't expand, the market will get hit, plain and simple. All right, we'll see if it does. Hopefully it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Okay, we'll trade it either way. It doesn't really matter. We'll make money regardless. But that's what you got to keep an eye on. Okay. Let's look at the bond market this morning. There's really very little stuff out as far as there was international trade numbers, which came in right on the nose, which you don't really see very often. That number can move around quite a bit, and it was 62.2 billion. That's what they were looking for, which is kind of weird. All right. Looking at the bond market, it's basically unchanged. Okay. That 10-year seems to me it found a level until it gets new data. Okay. So, sitting just over 4% at 4.11, down from 5 and change, up from whatever it was, 380. And this is the new level. Okay. The surprise to me, though, is this. Looking for a March cut went up to 20%, versus what was it, like 10 or something? I mean, like you could see the bond vigilantes trying to push this narrative that they're going to cut sooner than later. I mean, how many times does the guy have to tell you, I'm not cutting in March, before you believe these are cutting in March? All right. Unless some numbers come out that really change the narrative, which we haven't seen yet. He's not cutting in March. It's not happening. Okay. So like the 20%, I think they're smoking something. Anyway, that's the bond market. Let's see something. Hold on. This thing would move. Sorry. Okay, there we go. So what's the spread now? The 210 spread is up to, it's staying at about 0.3. Okay. Rates are up a little bit in London, kind of commensurate with us, 0.03 across the board, more or less. Germany, same thing. Okay, so the Eurozone rates are higher a little bit today, et cetera, et cetera. Let's see what else we got. And we got commodities. We got oil up just a bit, but it's staying in that tight trading range, 70, 80. And really, it's staying in a range of about 72, 76, really. That's been the range. This natural gas looks like it's going to break $2. It's just really acts like death. Okay, it has no rally in it whatsoever. Gold, silver, copper. Copper has been down since that mine discovery that was financed by Bezos and Gates. Supposedly it's a huge find. So we'll see with that. Agriculture commodities, some have had a really bullish move like cocoa, some not so much, but more or less they're trading at the upper end of their trading range if you wanted to kind of like make a generalization. Okay. Currency wise, that's been pretty flat too. So I think there's a lot of stuff that needs to come out to change things. Right now, we're kind of like at an equilibrium. 411 on the 10-year is, unless we get new numbers, and the dollars, until these Fed guys, decide to do whatever they're going to do, the dollar's going to trade at that tight range like it is the last, month or so. Mixed against North America, up barely against the yen and the Chinese currency, and basically flat against the euro and the pound. I mean, you just know that we have so much debt outstanding. You would be surprised that the dollar's as strong as it is, but I guess other countries are no better. So that's the situation. All right, crypto, we got a very little movement this morning also. We got Bitcoin up 0.2, we got Ethereum down 0.2, and Solana's down 2%. And let's look at the foreign markets, last but not least. Okay, we got the FTSE down 0.4, we got the DAX down 0.3. Nikkei is flat. Hong Kong is down a tinge. China's up 1.5%. Our Chinese stocks are down. Like I said to you guys yesterday morning, I know they were closed strong. You can't take these things overnight. Okay, you can't will a market higher. Things have to turn. The economy has to get better. You can't say stocks are going up because you hope they go up, or you want them to go up, or you want to push them to go up. You want stocks to go up, you cut your interest rates, you flood the market with money. I mean, there's ways to do it, okay, to improve your economy, to get spending up. But this one child thing that they have, the demographics, this is what exactly happened in Japan. Okay, they had very low population growth, and their market sat, and we made a new high after what, 30 something years. I think the Chinese market is not a whole lot different. And we'll see how it goes. Are these companies better? Yeah, they probably are. But it almost doesn't matter because no one wants to own them. Okay, so that's that. So we got the banks and Fed. We got 4 Fed governors speaking today, and you know what they're going to say. Okay, Kashkari just spoke a little bit ago. Unless we get, we must assess all data before cutting. We want to err on the side of caution, etc., etc., etc. So we're at these rates. These 4 guys are going to chirp away, but it really doesn't matter. That's the voice of Fed speaking, right? Safer, wait longer, etc., etc. And you got to watch those employment numbers because clearly that's what Powell is focusing on. He focused it on when he raised rates, and he's focusing it on it now. Okay. So that's the Fed, China, Russia. We'll discuss in a minute. Crypto, we just got Mr. Market yesterday. I don't know. It was a decent trading day. I mean, no complaints. There was money to be made. China stocks were good. EV was good. Baby bios had a good day, and big oil and gas. On the negative side, we had semis. So we had a market up with semis down. So maybe that's a step in the right direction as far as getting better breath on this market. Hospitals were down. What else? Banks were soft. Regional banks were soft. And that's about it. It was kind of like a men's kind of day. Let's see. ECB policymakers warned about, lowering rates too soon could reignite inflation. That's kind of the same narrative that our Fed is kind of focusing on right now, right? This Israeli thing, they're talking about some kind of ceasefire. I'll believe it when I see it. I don't know why Israel would agree to a ceasefire at this point, but it turns out that, every day more of their hostages are dead, and whatever. Let's move on. Ukraine, Russia. I think Putin's waiting to see if we're going to pony up some more dough. He had an interview supposedly with this Tucker Carlson. We'll see what he has to say. He's going to talk, a negotiated peace treaty probably, but he's waiting to see if we're going to pony up some more money. We'll see how that goes. I think that war is closer to the end, but what do I know, really? I mean, it's hard to say. All right. Tesla's doing some layoffs supposedly, and that's what got the stock juiced. So they were talking about replacing what stocks could replace Tesla in the Magnificent Seven, and they came up with AVGO, Berkshire Hathaway, or Lilly. I wouldn't put Berkshire, but I think probably Lilly is probably a good thing, and I think Tesla's really shot its load. To be honest, I think it's going to be just a, average stock moving forward, but maybe I'll be wrong. It is an auto company, and there's a lot more competition coming out from China. So that might hurt them a little bit. We'll see. Target is weighing going into like this Prime membership business, kind of like an Amazon model. IRS is saying that spending money on enforcement pays for itself because they're trying to get all that dough, and the Senate or the Congress is trying to take it away in this new package. Then we have this FCX. I was saying the other day to you guys, this CEO's been there forever. Well, they named a new CEO today. I mean, this guy must have been at the helm for this company for, I don't know, decades. I would think 30 years, but or maybe off by a little bit. So they have a new CEO, and then they have this Disney new streaming sports channel with what, WBD and Fox. I don't know why ESPN needs partners. That's probably why it's down and the others are up. I really don't get why ESPN needs to do this, but it was a little confusing, but I guess no one understands it, and that's why Disney's down $1 and the others are up, I guess. China replaced its top market regulator. Nikki Haley, there was a Nevada primary, and she was on the ballot against none of the candidates. And she lost to none of the candidates, which everybody, I assume, was writing in for Trump. I think she's on the last leg here. We'll see how she does in what, South Carolina? Is that out yet? That's coming soon. It seems as though it's going to be Trump against somebody. It looks like Biden, but I really don't believe it's going to be Biden. But we'll see. Mark, just personal opinion. Mark Mahaney is saying Amazon of all the big tech names has the most upside. Seaport Research is calling for a correction. They're saying the market leadership is too narrow, which is what I'm warning about as well. Okay, it needs to expand. Is it too late? No, it's not. Okay, you know, they can take these other names up. Look at the solar stocks today. That's going to help, right, on that EMPH news. So maybe we can get some of these other names up. All right, New York Fed, credit card debt rose to a record, I don't know, 17.5 trillion, and delinquencies rose by 50% over last year. BABA is increasing their share buyback by $25 billion. The market cap is 187 billion, so that's like a real number. But look, stock's down 3. No one gives a shit about Chinese stocks on the long side. Guys want to get out of it. That will change, maybe. New York Community Bank has a new chairperson. He was head of Flagstar Bank, and the stock rallied a little bit on that news, even though it was downgraded by Moody's 2 notches to junk. And this NTSB examined the Boeing situation, and bolts were missing from 737 MAX door. This Boeing should be ashamed of themselves, quite frankly. I mean, really. What a shit situation. But guys, you can't short an oligopoly stock. Okay, the stock is going to go up to 300, sure as I'm sitting here. Okay, it may not be next week or next month or next year, but they will get their shit together, and they have almost no competition. So, you know, it's just a question of what's the right price to get long. That's the way I always looked at Boeing. Okay, its day will come again for sure. NYU Dean Evaluation said all the Magnificent Seven are overvalued, but NVIDIA is grossly overvalued. It's up 37% year to date. The others are up 9% year to date, including NVIDIA. So he says that was his opinion. We don't care about that. We just trade in the tape, okay? ESPN, I told you. Ford rethinking its EV strategy. They postponed $12 billion in spending. They still believe in EV adoption, but until the cost gets commensurate with combustible engine prices, they think EV won't be embraced the way it will when it does get that. So they are re-examining that. Okay. As far as names, long with earnings, we have the Ford, we have Young China, ENPH had a really good quarter. Chipotle had one. CVS looked like it was better. This stock is really kind of like in the Chinese stock situation lately. No one wants to be in this one. I think theft is their biggest problem, but we shall see what we shall see. FTNT was really good. That could propel like Pan West and Crowd and Zscaler and Octane, those kind of names. Cruise was good. VSTS, MSG Entertainment was good. ELF I mentioned already, or if I didn't, ELF. CRTO, Sono, XPO Logistics, OI, CG, Emerson, AIZ. RGNZ had positive PR, as did HCM, positive phase 3 data. The sports streaming, I told you, WBD, etc. Toast got an upgrade from Redburn. I like that story, guys. I thought that read interestingly. That was the best, in my opinion, the best call in the morning on the research. Target was upgraded by Gordon Haskett, as was Dollar Tree. Crown Cork was upgraded by JP Morgan. On the negative side, you had Snap. You had one of the better analysts, I forget the guy's name, but that's all they do is entertainment names. He thinks Snap's an $8 stock. They had an $8 target prior to this. They say they're just not, and also ran. They shouldn't be lumped in with these better names for social media. Okay, Yum was bad. Guild, Baba, Uber, down a little bit. Like CTSH, BG, TGI Plus, Perry, VFC, New York Times, Vishay, FDMT is doing an offering. Disney, we discussed. Fubo was off on this sports deal. Pins is down in sympathy with Spotify. Amgen was downgraded, and Shoe was downgraded. Okay, so when I look at the market, I'm thinking lower rates maybe. I don't know. I kind of like the way these high PE tech names are coming out of the chute. Semis look really good, but Chinese stocks I think are short. I don't know. I'm thinking I have to see how this plays out because right now they all can't go up like this. I don't think. There's got to be something on the sell column. I do think that they fade the tech, to be honest. I'm kind of liking the way oil stocks have been trading the last day or two, with the exception of Slob. What else do I think of? Utilities, no. I don't know. It may not be a group day. It may be an individual stock kind of day. That's what I'm thinking. I'm looking for like maybe this toast is something I can really futz around with and make some good money. All right, we'll see how it pans out. If I have any inclination from the get-go, I'll let you know as soon as I get a feel. All right, Spartan, it's all yours.
Thanks, South Beach. Excuse me. Okay, so if you guys are new to chat, have you done something? You should click on that Discord link that's emailed so you can pop in a chat. Look something a little bit like this. First, here to go to when you guys do come in. Click on that disclaimer section, give it a read, as well as go to the new to chat information section. Scroll to the very, very top. Top of the section, you get a link to that disclaimer as well as this bolded risk reward section. Super important to understand both. In regards to risk reward, guys, literally the most important ratio of trading. Go through this section, understand how it works. You got risk reward profile set up for you, risk reward videos explaining how it actually works. Actually give you a risk reward calculator. You can actually use this on the go to calculate risk reward, so you don't have to futz around try to figure it out. New to chat information section, scroll down. We have the summary of how this chat works, breaks all the channels work on the left-hand side, so you can properly navigate the chat throughout the day. Important so you know where to be looking. Continue to scroll down. We have how to read alerts on the options and equity side, breaking down how to read alerts on both sides. Pretty straightforward in that regard. Below that, options and rules that we'd like to use Monday to Thursday in regards to controlling risk, scaling in, scaling out, trading different price contracts, etc., etc. SPX rules that we use every single day. Continue to scroll down. We have any of the small account less than 10K, breaking down if you do a smaller account less than 10K. So rules, information, discipline you can put in place to better manage your account, how to pick ideas from an options directory perspective. Last but not least, high conviction small account trades posted in that area when they do make sense. Pre-market tickers on watch. What have we got going on today, guys? A couple different things. And if you guys are watching the YouTube stream, you can simply just pause this, give this a read. There you go, right there. There you go, right there. On the options side, Beth's prepared the options table as always, with all the levels we talked about this morning and all the options ideas. Okay, cool. Let's take a look at what we got going on today, guys. So pre-market tickers on watch, a couple different things. Of course, all the other charts are posted. Tesla, SMCI, EMPH, ELF, SEDG, Tesla gapping up continuation, SMCI gapping down slightly in continuation, EMPH gapping up on earnings, ELF gapping up on earnings, SEDG gapping up on sympathy with EMPH earnings, Snap gapping down on earnings. Let's take a look at these names from a technical standpoint intraday. First two we are looking at today, guys. We have our Tesla and SMCI. Okay, let's go to the daily here, or intraday, I should say. SMCI 186.64 pivot level holds 191.60, 196.41. Unable to hold 180.11 to 174.81 downside, leaning bullish neutral, looking for a continuation push to the upside today if that pivot point's able to hold. SMCI pivot upside today, guys, going to be 662.55 level hold 687.17 to 723.45. Unable to hold 624.95 or 591.34 downside, leaning bullish neutral there. EMPH ELF next two. EMPH pivot to the upside today, guys. 115.41 level holds 120.74 level breaks. We got room for continuation of 127.28. Unable to hold 110.25, 104.23 downside, leaning bullish neutral there. Let's take a look at ELF pivot upside today. Gonna be 186.25 level holds, 189.79, 194.21, unable to hold 178.40 to 173.27, downside leading bullish neutral. Let's take a look at SEDG and Snap. SEDG pivot upside today, 72.95 level hold, 74.93, 76.79, unable to hold 70.39 to the 68.36, downside leading bullish neutral there. Snap 12.54 pivot, unable to hold 11.51, 10.87, able to hold 13.53 to 14.26, leaning bearish. Let's take a look at the SPY and the FANG. Type SPY, and I'm going to type this up as I always do. SPY 494.46 pivot to the upside today, in my opinion. This level holds room higher into the 496.03 resistance breaks. You see the 498.57 tested. Pivot unable to hold. Room lower into the 491.90 support. Breaks, we see the 490.10 tested. Being bullish, neutral, in my opinion. Let's take a look at the rest of the FANG, and I'm going to post this real quick, as I usually do for you guys. Ooh. One sec, guys. I just forgot to post two things. Okay, there we go. Let's go look at Apple. Apple pivot to the upside today. Really nice break of the range. 190.36 level holds 193.26, unable to hold 180.1 to 185.57, leaning bullish neutral there. Amazon 169.40 pivot level holds 170.68, 172.62, unable to hold 167.75, leaning bullish neutral there too. Got a nice little flag break that's occurring. We'll see if it gets confirmation for continuation today. 560.04 pivot level holds. Room towards 564.06 to 566.73, unable to hold 557.37 to 554.20, downside leaning bullish neutral. Meta 459.52 level holds 467.83 to 477.01, unable to hold 452.08 to 442.04, downside leaning bullish neutral. Alrighty. Let's take a look at Google. Pivot to the upside today. Gonna be 145.34 level holds 146.34 to 147.18, unable to hold 143.28, 141.09, downside leading bullish neutral there. VIX Qs IWM, let's have a gander. VIX pivot to the downside 13.21, unable to hold 12.59, 12.36, able to hold 13.73 to 14.13 on the upside. Lean any particular direction. QQQs. Pivot to the upside 429.12, level holds 430.51 to 431.97, unable to hold 427.47, 425.20, downside leaning bullish neutral there. SPX pivot to the upside today. 49.56, level holds 49.74, unable to hold 49.43, 49.33, downside leaning bullish neutral. So that's a SPY, that's a FANG. Individual names that we're looking at today, guys. Should be an interesting one. I think for the most part, market looks, good. I mean, it's breaking out of the range. You got room for continuation higher. All that good stuff. So it's going to be whether or not, I guess, we get kind of a broadening of the rally or not out the gates. Going to keep an eye on semiconductors as always, and we'll go from there. Anyways, guys, thanks for popping into the YouTube stream. We do this every single Wednesday. Of course, you can pop into chat. Go to the Spartan